I mean, I'll leave the store slightly ajar for a legend, but in my heart, I actually think it's over right now for Tiger Woods. I think it's over. Now, I've never said that. And the reason why I think it's over, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, I just saw a picture on Twitter. Tying his shoes during the round, he sat down on the ground to do it. Now, you want to talk about a depressing image, because I've done that. And I know when you're doing that, you ain't right. And I'm like, okay, that's the first swing yesterday, and we showed it a few times here on the network if you're watching on the simulcast. The first swing, that's the first, look at this. Not right. First swing with an iron. Not a little too heavy. By the way, this was a sick bunker shot. I didn't think he was going to even do that. But the first swing, not like the big dog, and he tried to air it out 340, an iron. Just merely trying to hit the fairway, which, by the way, he did not. Gamely grinds through, sideway rain, blustery, intermittent, horrendous conditions in Ireland. Sun pops out, then it's wet, then it's windy. Sun's back, then it's wet, then it's windy. He had to play through that and play well. Played poorly. We know that. 3 bogeys. This was round 2 today, by the way. And a couple of birdies. Came back gamely today. But it's the evidence in the expressions of his face. But even more directly, he said something today that was really ominous. You know what he said? He said, I just want to go home. That's what he said. I just want to go home. So you could obviously, not get in trouble, but it's probably not a wise way to live your life. Always, even if it's not jealousy, but like wondering, thanks, Mike, why we're going to hear from Tiger in a moment, like why certain things happen, because that's just, it's a dangerous way to live because you could probably overlook a lot of positives in your life, and any of us who have had back pain, you try to play golf, and I'm sure you look at your buddies at some point, and you're like, man, why, I probably even work out more than they do. Like, why can't I swing? Like, why is this happening to me? But if you do that, again, you overlook things that are far more important, and you could go down a negative path, and that doesn't do anybody any good. So I say that because I still have to. You really bringing ice, you maniac? I'm okay now. The fan's fine. Thanks, Dave. He's bringing in buckets of ice. That's hysterical. Look at that. That is, Dave, that's great. Thanks, brother. I think that when Tiger Woods now looks around the golf course, because he proved to the young guys, and more importantly to himself, and most importantly to his kids. See, that was the mountain he needed to scale as a man, as a father. YouTube's great, little grainy footage. Hey, 97, look at Dad. I was young. I was virile. I was the man. My whole life in front of me. YouTube gets a little depressing after a while. What's the line from The Sopranos? When Tony said, one of the most depressing lines of human communication is when you say, and you start something with, remember when? Because you don't really forge forward. You just live in the past. You just always recollect like what was. Wow, remember when? Now, there's time and a place where you do that, obviously. But if you do it too much, you're not moving forward. You're either neutral or, to Tony's point, going backwards. And I think that Tiger Woods now looks around the golf course and says a combination of why me physically, and I just don't think I've got the juice and the gas to even try to do this anymore because he won. I think if he didn't win at Augusta, I think Tiger would still be on, pedal to the floor and just trying to somehow find his way back to the freeway. He found it. He slayed it. He got the major. His kids saw it. This is coming probably from the most positive Tiger Woods person, and by the way, among the most accurate Tiger Woods people in our business, me. I think he's done. I don't think Tiger Woods wins again. Big. That's it. Because think about this. 2019 in terms of the majors, over. PGA already here. So he's not grinding through the Open Championship with a purpose to come back and try to steal the 4th major of the year. So all of a sudden, this thing presses into 2020. And I know he's still got the FedEx, and hopefully he's fine. I mean, by the way, it wouldn't stun me if he pulls out of an event or two. Wouldn't stun me. And now he's got to wrestle with the inability to practice at a level that he needs to practice at to compete, and a staleness that will and that has already infiltrated his golf swing due to his inability to compete. I think Tiger's probably mentally ready to bail on golf. I think he's ready to probably mentally bail on golf. You know? When you're hammering, like the Hickory Woods on late night shows when you're 3, you know, and your dad's just pounding you into submission, I guess in somewhat of a positive way, shaping him. I think there was some negative residue from that as well with his pops, even though he loves him tremendously. I think that really just, he's shot. I just think he's shot. You watch him, you know, shoulders slumped. That's not fun. It's not fun, you know? That's not fun. I remember, again, this is a ridiculous comparison, but I do think anytime you could take, I just think I think it works. I remember when I had Tommy John surgery, and my buddy's like, dude, why aren't you, this is after college, why aren't you playing softball? And I'm like, because I can't throw the ball the way I want to, and that's not fun. I mean, if I used to be able to whiz it around, I had a great arm. I'm not going out there in a softball diamond, you know, with an arm that's, you know, 65 to 70% of what it was. That's not fun. That's limited. That's a shell of what you were. Now imagine what he feels. You know, that's just a recreational aspect in my own warped athletic mind. You know, important to me, but admittedly in the great scale of athletic competition, basically a 0. I get it. I don't know, man. I don't think he's in a dark place with his life. I want to be clear about that. I think he's in a dark place with golf. I do. And I hate that I said that today. I really thought about that. I hope I'm wrong. Hey, if I get burned, old takes, YouTube, I hope I'm wrong with this. And there's not much that I hope I'm wrong with. We all like to be right. But doesn't look good.